Hi soul family, welcome back to my channel, The Divine Rose Garden. I hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in and hitting that like button, please, so we can have these messages circulate to as many people as possible. If you're returning to my channel, if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for always supporting me. If you're a client of mine, I appreciate you so much. If you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and for being here. You were led here. Always trust that you are always led and guided in the right direction, which brings me to the weekly messages. So if you took a look at the shorts video, which is only 1 minute, unfortunately we only have a minute in those short videos, I had given some insight about what is yet to come in this week's energy. So we're talking January 15th to the 21st of 2024. Now, the energy when I tune in, it's still slow. So yes, there is potential for making small changes, but the core of it all really stems from that Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces, which is really forcing a lot of people, especially the mystics out there. If you're reading energy, if you're, if you've really have a special connection to spirit and you've been on this journey of ascension, you're being called to really sit tight, but not sit and wait and not intentionally use the energy. The first few cards you see on the left side of the spread are all speaking about spirit, spirituality. Are you connecting to your spiritual side? Maybe some of you lost touch of your spiritual side. Some of you were meditating more. Some of you were more in touch with some spiritual teachers here on social media. You've lost your way, they're saying. Some of you lost your way. You got distracted with other sorts of things going on social media. Some of you met someone in the recent years and, got distracted. But everything happens for the purpose of your soul's journey. When I show you your chart, I always talk about the axis that is from the south node and the north node, and that's the soul's journey. So sometimes you got to take a few steps back to the karmic points in our chart, in our blueprint, our birth chart, in order to figure out what is not and what is in alignment with our soul. So we have the soul and then we have the ego. The ego has been quite strong for the collective at this point because that's what we're doing with Saturn. Saturn is dissolving the ego, the mind control, the brainwashing, the conditioning, the programming stemming from maybe family, cultural conditioning. So yeah, all that to say is that this week, really give yourself some time and space because spirit is really powerful right now, really strong. Like the veil is very thin. I know we keep saying that, but it's getting thinner and thinner, especially for the ones who really have started establishing a connection, a relationship with their spiritual side. So they're asking me to explain a little bit. Okay, so a lot of you perceive spirit and God as a separate entity, and that's exactly the block that is creating these problems for you, because you think that there's something out there that is separate from me and from you that is running the show. It's actually a part of you is running the show. So spirit, you have your higher self and then you have your ego. That higher part of you is constantly guiding you, is constantly present. It's all about, are you going to listen to the ego? Because the ego, you can't shut it off. You can quiet it. You can acknowledge its presence. You can be with it, sit with it. The ego stems from your inner child, your inner children wounds, the parts of you that are, beating yourself up, the parts of you that are doubting, the parts of you that are defensive and pushing love away, pushing support away, not believing that there's another way, an alternative way to go about your life. So please make sure to remind yourself that you are interconnected with spirit. You are a part of spirit. We are a part of this consciousness. It's not me and the consciousness. It's I am a part of this consciousness. Am I accessing? It's there, it's available, but am I accessing it? So that's a mouthful, I know. So the next few cards, you see detached, and I really like this card because she stops, she bends, and literally smells the roses, and it's literally about needing to not needing things to work out a certain way, stopping to smell the roses, going with the flow. So you see here, these energies are all about being in the moment. There's no forcing, there is no convincing, there is no stressing. It's just me and spirit, me and that part of me that is guiding me, directing me, protecting me, supporting me. And how do I connect with it? Through my intuition, the third eye. When I close my eyes and step into a presence, step into the quiet, no matter how much chaos and noise is going on, what can I truly understand through the feelings and sensations that are coming up when I'm in this state of stillness, when I'm in this state of receiving? Because that's the only way to receive the guidance, is through stillness, is through your being present. And you see how your spiritual team, your guides, and here we have the angels, which is beautiful. I always pray and meditate to the angels of the four directions. And so the angels of the four directions are Archangel Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel. And I mean, you don't need to know their names and you don't need to connect with them and know what they do, but these are, higher dimensional beings coming into your reading this week and saying, we're available. Are you reaching out? Are you asking for assistance? Are you praying? Are you believing that there's a realm out there that you are connected to, that a part of you is connected to, that has access to a world of possibilities? Are you connecting to it? Are you speaking to it? Are you allowing it to move through you? You really need to give yourself time, space, and effort, and have the intention to do this on a daily basis if you want to build a relationship and partner with spirit, because that's our personal support system that we actually can rely on. And it's through that support system that we can open the door to human beings that can support us. If we believe that we deserve loving, kind, supportive, genuine, trustworthy people, then we are going to be a vibrational match to that belief system. Okay, so I'm going to continue with what I see in the cards, because this is what it is. It's all about your beliefs. This is at the core of the energy in this spread for this week, for the collective who's tuning in, for all signs, Aries to Pisces. Okay, so freeing yourself. You've enslaved yourself. You trapped yourself. Your mind is playing tricks on you, making you believe that there's no other way, that there's no other possibility, that love is not here, people are not supporting me. And we fall into the victim mindset. Who am I to receive this type of support? It's impossible. I have to do it all by myself. I have to, if I don't do it, it'll never get done. There's a lot of burden that you place upon yourself, that you believe that it'll never be different. And that's the problem, is the fear. The fear is one of the biggest blocks of manifesting. A mindset of lack, they're saying. Now, when we look under this card, the underlying energy, which appeared this way, was the honoring path. You're not in your integrity. What you're asking for, what you think you want. Some of you are not even sure what you want. You're just going along with what you think you want based on family conditioning, cultural conditioning, what everybody else seems to have. But is that really what you want? You have to take a closer look at what it is that you actually desire. Really tuning in, and it could be material, but a lot of you deep down, they're saying, want support, people to connect with, from a heart space, from your heart space. Deep down, that's what your inner child craves. It craves support, it craves feedback, it craves your attention, it craves fun, loving experiences. So this card here is saying, look at your pattern in relationships. Some of you here are not, again, you're pushing love away out of fear. Now, some of you are not aware of this. You're not conscious of it, but this is what's actually happening. You're defensive and you push it away. You think it's not possible. You think it's not safe. Okay, there's a lot of you that think that it's not safe to receive support, that you'll just do it on your own and you'll be able to accomplish a lot of things in life on your own. However, your inner children will always suffer. So how can we lean on spirit, ask them to direct us in the right direction, to put us in the right place so that we can be in alignment? Number one, we have to be in alignment if we want to receive support. And it looks like a lot of people are trying their best at putting themselves in alignment with love. Now, this is not romantic love. Okay, we got to get the Disney fairy tale princess vision out of our conditioning. Okay, that's another part of, you approach relationships from this place of, this person needs to save me, and it's safer with a relationship. It's safer to be in relationship because everyone else is in a relationship, and this is just how it goes. Many of you have understood that that's not the belief that you're going to be, programmed to anymore. You let go of that belief. Some of you are in the middle of dismantling that belief system. But some of you this week, which is cool, because I really do feel like the message that came through was things are working out in a beautiful way. Can you believe it? And so your eyes, it's funny, I see the eye here on this card. The eye, the physical eyes, or physical senses, we can't see it, we can't smell it, we can't taste it, we can't touch it. And so our mind's like, well, I can't believe in that. I don't see it, I can't smell it, I can't touch it. And so how is that possible? You have to believe. You have to believe in what you cannot see yet, because it's in another dimension. Everything happens first in the quantum field. Okay, so we have to learn how to work with energy. In order to be a vibrational match to that thing, we have to work on our vibration, our tuning in, our awareness of how we're feeling. Honestly, the self-honoring path. A lot of people, their patterns in relationship has been self-abandonment. How can you expect loving and new supportive connections, which is possible? It showed up in the reading. But how can you expect that to show up in the physical realm if you abandon yourself, if you believe that nothing will ever happen, if you stay in a partnership or in relationships or in friendships or in situations that are self-sacrificing, are self-abandoning? There's a part of you that knows that you're abandoning yourself. You're not honoring yourself. There's a part of you that knows that you're not safe here, that this person isn't providing safety, this person isn't communicating, this person isn't a healthy person overall for you, because they're not in alignment with their own higher self. They choose to self-sabotage, or they choose to be distracted by other things. And you know deep down that's not you. The higher self is like, we've been down this road too many times. It's time to turn the page. So for a lot of you, you see freeing yourself from this mindset is going to take a lot of inner strength. Really tapping into that part of you that needs to let go of the comfortable, the comfort zones and the familiar. They're saying anything that is safe and comfortable, you know deep down that you have to let go of it. Okay, what else wants to come through here? So I'm going to show you these cards. So new love, new supportive connections. For some of you, this is in your career. Yeah, there's new opportunities here that are about to appear into your physical reality when it comes to work opportunities. For some of you, you're looking for a new home, a new place to stay. You're having financial issues. You need help psychologically. Maybe some of you are looking for a therapist. So healers, therapists, financial advisors, doctors, anybody that can provide you with some sort of care right now will come into your reality if you allow it. If you allow it. And if you believe that you deserve it. Are you honoring your needs? What are your needs? To be seen, to be heard, to be in a space where you can be fully yourself. Authenticity, to be authentic. Most people who are in relationships are not authentic. Not authentic. That's why they're stressed out all the time and they're carrying burdens. They're not authentic. They're not being real. They're not expressing their true self and saying, hey, this is an equal exchange here. So why am I the one who has to carry all the burden of the relationship? Some people are really carrying the burden of the whole relationship on their shoulders. And I wouldn't be surprised that their body is telling them that it's time to look at that. It's time to acknowledge that. For some of you, it's with family. So there's a burden with family, either with children. Some of you are taking on the responsibility of your children, whereas your partner is doing the bare minimum, they're saying. Is that a self-honoring way to be? You're self-abandoning yourself. If you're taking on every person's responsibility in the household, we're supposed to share responsibilities, right? So let's see what else we can get here. But there's a lot of new people, new connections. But some of you are really going to have to address these relationship patterns, dynamics. For some of you, it's your partner's children, something about the partner's children that are causing some disruption here. That's a sign as well for you. Is this really what you want? These are not your children, number one. So if you're burdened by that, if you haven't been able to express this concern, if you feel guilty about it by not being, really honest about how you truly feel about this stressful, chaotic, unnecessary, they're saying, drama, then it's time to look at yourself. You're stuck in here, right? You're completely a prisoner to whatever the situation is because you haven't been honest about how you really truly feel about it. Again, they're saying some of you are lying to yourselves. So it's difficult, right? To be in alignment with new experiences, supportive friends, when you keep telling the universe with your choices that you don't want those things, right? Because if you want higher vibrational friendships and partnerships, then you're going to take action in order to get there. And for some, it's going to take sacrifice. What's the sacrifice? Being alone for a little while and really taking the time to honor who you are, what you need. And that takes time to figure out what you truly need. Because a lot of people think what they need with their linear mind, not with the higher self. You have to think about what does the soul want? And is the soul getting that in this situation? So again, some of you are really opening that door. I see that happening for some of you, but others, it's going to require that step to go within and say, I'm not on the honoring path here. I'm not on the soul's path. I'm in my ego. I'm afraid. I'm stuck in fear. I'm stuck in lack because I believe that I can't find new supportive connections when it's clearly here for some of you. Okay, so I pulled out some other cards from the other deck here. Butterfly. So we are under a huge energy of metamorphosis, time, The concept of time, yes. Be open, embrace change. Embracing change is going to be part of this alignment towards new, supportive, loving connections. Evolution of the soul. I keep saying it, the evolutionary journey of the soul, reinventing yourself. Not being afraid to reinvent yourself, because we're going to, as we move into new timelines, spaces, realities, we change. It's okay to change. It's okay not to be the same person you were in high school. It's actually healthy and supported by that higher self. Being open to that. Because the connections that are available to you in the quantum field, right? This is you calling them in, being open to really praying for them and affirming that you truly deserve these new supportive connections. A part of that is going to require you to level up to those people, to those connections. So transformation is definitely in the air and has been, but 23, 2 plus 3, that's 5 months. For some of you, it's 5, there's like a 5-month thing going on. But again, timing is something that we cannot really rely on, because time is accelerating. And if you're a mystic, you feel that. Timelines are shifting very quickly. You see? Here we go. So as soon as we make the choice to embrace, they're saying, embrace this change and reinvent ourselves, and that's going to take some time. Some of you don't want to hear how much time sometimes it takes. 5 years, 5 months, we don't know. That could be 5 years too. Or maybe you're coming up, for some of you, you're coming up, it's going to be 5 years that you've been on your own and that you've been on this journey of reinvention, of transformation, of doing things differently than the past, of really breaking the cycle of unhealthy habits, unhealthy patterns that you've been repeating. Yeah, you're breaking the cycle. It's a 5-year mark here, they're saying. And look at the card that came up here, the swans. So again, we have soulmate, twin flame. You know those labels? Not a big fan, because I'm not here to scam you. But a lot of people, again, this is about connections, and we can have soulmates in many different forms. You don't have to have a romantic soulmate. You can have soulmates that, people that you come across in the spiritual field. Your clients could be like you can have a strong connection to your clients, to your audience, to family members, to your children. These are supportive connections. Okay, so this is what we've been seeing from the beginning. Supportive and loving connections. But we have to embrace them with the butterfly, right? And this is what it says here. Deep soul connections, blooming love, faith. You'd be surprised how many light workers I know that are faithless. They do this work, but they have no faith. They have no faith that things can actually change for them. You'd be surprised as to how many people who you think, oh, they're a light worker, they read cards, but they have zero faith. Zero faith. They don't have faith that the divine is actually working through them. So having faith means I have to let go of control. Completely. The ego has to really go through a transformation. The ego has to not be the one calling all the shots anymore. And that's going to be painful. A part of transforming is transforming the emotions, the pain. You can't embrace change without addressing the pain, the trauma, the feelings that come with that change. And then we have hummingbird, enjoyment, be present. Didn't I mention that from the beginning? Rapid response, resilient, light, lift out of negativity, lightness of being. Yeah, they're saying these new connections, once you embrace change within yourself, once you address certain things within yourself, are going to feel lighter. That's when you'll know that these are supportive and loving connections, because you won't have the burden of stress anymore, of being in a state of fight or flight, right? Because that's how we responded to stressful situations in the past. And I'm sure until now you're still responding this way, and we still do. And that's okay. But you'll know that these people are supporting you and are coming from a good place and are in your best interest when they're not triggering you into that fight or flight. You're not fighting it, you're not fighting them, and you're not escaping flight, right? So the avoidant attachment people who tend to avoid things that are difficult to handle, or they avoid confrontation, that's going to be an issue. If you want loving, supportive connection, love, people want love, but they don't understand that love is very powerful. Love is truth. And when we get hit with a wave of truth and we haven't acknowledged how we have not been truthful with ourselves, we're operating from the ego. The ego doesn't like love. The ego is afraid of love. So look back to when you pushed away love, when you pushed away people that truly wanted to help you, but you felt irritated, you felt threatened, you felt like you couldn't be in control. That's all ego. So it's okay to acknowledge that you are operating from that sometimes. But what's not okay is to continue repeating these patterns, because then love cannot come in. What comes in is trauma bonds for most people, because they're operating on a trauma vibration where their traumas are interacting with each other. You know, you disown love within yourself. How could you recognize true love? And I'm not only talking about romantic relationships. I'm talking about people in your life that come in to support you in a professional manner, in a financial way, help you find a home, help you, feel better about yourself, about your health, about your psyche. We're talking about therapy, friends that are with, that have the same mindset, group of friends that are really open and honest, and I'll call you out when you're not in the right. That triggers a lot of people. And so people tend to move towards safety, but safety is not love. Safety is fear. Okay, so let's get a few more cards from the angel answers and see what shows up. Peaceful resolution. Ask for help from others. You can't make it up. You guys. You can't say that I'm not reading the energy. It's just... Yeah, you see, it's repeating the same. It's repeating the same message. This peaceful resolution with ask for help from others. What are you going to feel when you know these are your people, or this is the person that's supposed to sell your house? This is the person that's supposed to buy your car. This is the person that's supposed to help pick up all your junk. Like, these are literally, you want to attract high vibrational people that are going to touch your stuff. People that are going to manage your finances or look into your finances. It doesn't have to be romantic, guys. There's so many times in my life where I needed people to help me outside of this, and I prayed for them. I prayed to have good-hearted, honest people help me move homes, help me sell my car, help me get better insurance. You can call these people in. And how are you going to know that these are helpful people? Is that they immediately match your inner peace, because you've come to that conclusion that you want peace. You're going to attract peaceful, loving, genuine, supportive connections. People that are going to help you through whatever it is that you need help with. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's get an affirmation here from the Super Attractor deck. See, we all want to manifest here. True manifesting or true manifestations are powered by service and love. You know when people want to help you because they like to be of service. They truly and genuinely do it from a place of love and not just because it's a job for them. So pay attention. Stay aware. Tune in. Who are the people who truly love to help, to love to be of service? And they're asking you the same thing. Are you in a place of service and love? How are you being of service to the world? How are you making a difference? How are you practicing self-loving choices, habits within your own life? How you speak to people, how you treat people, how you treat yourself, what you tell yourself. Yeah, so this card keeps coming up time and time again because that's the January energy. Some of you are going to reach an ending to your recovery if you feel like you've been low in energy by the end of the month. Actually, by the end of this week. You know, since this is a weekly energy reading, by the end of this week, you'll feel like you'll have much more physical energy. For myself anyway, this is the message that's been coming through. It's like, take the time and the space to really fill your cup again. Because a lot of you have been draining your cup of life force, right? Giving away all your love and attention and service and really draining your cup, the life force. You need to honor this phase. Some of you are still resisting it. And the resistance is coming from a place of fear. That's all. I'm tired. Why am I tired? Is something wrong? There's something wrong with me. Am I depressed? It's like this loop that you keep going on and on and on about. And when I find myself in that loop, which is normal, like I said, there's a lot of Piscean energy, and Piscean energy is not easy because we're literally tapping into the higher realm of energies, and we live here on Earth in the 3D, and we're not comfortable with higher realm energies. That's where the love is. That's where the power of manifestation is. And it's not grounded. It's not, we don't see the results, and it has nothing to do with your physical reality. It has to do with you surrendering, breathing, being present, tuning in, connecting with that higher self, the voice of wisdom, the inner self, and really allowing spirit to move the energy through, in you and through you. I feel like I need to get another message out here. What other decks do I have next to me? Yeah, these cards keep coming up for everybody. Inner light, creativity. The inner light is your place of self-expression and authenticity. Some of you need to create more. Some of you haven't been tapping into that creative side. It doesn't have to be your artsy side, but it's like, what are you creating? With the help of spirit, are you tapping into your inner light? Are you giving yourself a chance to even pour into that side of you? Everybody wants love and romance, but how can you even be in alignment to that energy when you are not in a place of co-creating, creativity, creatorship? You need to be in a state of creatorship, co-creating your reality with God, with the universe, with spirit. This is what it is. And I know a lot of people are going to be frustrated about that, and a lot of people will continue to get frustrated over the years because we have Pluto going into Aquarius, and Aquarian energy is like, we've never experienced that before, and it's tricky, and it feels weird to the body. We want manifestations to happen now. Yeah, miracles are everywhere. There's love and support everywhere, and Spirit is saying you've met many loving people in the past that you rejected, that you were threatened by, that you were intimidated by, or you didn't believe that you deserved. You pushed away, you withdrew, you became an avoidant attachment person, right? There's all these different relationship attachment patterns. You can look them up here on YouTube. Or you go from being an anxious attachment where you cling and you're needy and you're codependent and you need something and you need someone by your side all the time. But then you go from clingy and anxious to avoidant, and you avoid and push love because, well, based on your childhood, the way you received love, the way you received attention, will tell you how you experience that in your relationship. So if you try to get your parents' attention, right? Because that's what kids want. They want attention. And your parents shut you down or didn't have time and were caught up and distracted with their responsibilities, and so didn't give you a voice or didn't give you a chance to even step into your creatorship, then those are the types of relationships that you're going to be attracted to. People who are unavailable, emotionally unavailable. So how open are you to receiving these blessings? There's obviously people here that want to help you, that want to connect with you. It's all a matter of not time, because time can go by, and if you're not in alignment with this, it will pass you by. So we have to let go of this concept of time, because even if they would give you a sense of how much time, at the end of the day, we all need to be a vibrational match to those things, to those higher vibrational experiences. So even if you tell me 5 months, 5 weeks, what am I doing in the now moment, in the present now moment, is what counts. Spirit, your higher self, the quantum field works with what's happening in the now. You are creating the now. You're creating your past and your future from the now moment. So I hope these messages helped. Obviously, I'm not your typical, tarot reader that tells you what you want to hear and all these beautiful things, but I think this is beautiful. I think we need to see the beauty in this. And Spirit is taking note of this. Saturn is taking note of your integrity. Are you in your integrity? You say that you're happy and that you're at peace, but you're really not. Like, only you and the relationship you have with Saturn can say what the truth is behind that, behind the lies, behind the dishonesty. So tune in. Notice who appears in your life this week or by the end of the month of January. I feel like for some of you, you're asking, are these people that I already know? I don't think so. These are new people, new energies, new potentials. Again, that you were not in a vibrational match to prior, okay? So these are people that maybe you met in a past life, or maybe you crossed paths, but again, the energy wasn't a match. But these are new people that you haven't met yet in this lifetime. This is the energy. It's brand spanking new. Why? Because you embraced this new you. You reinvented yourself, right? You lightened yourself. You made room for this. You see, the hummingbird is about lifting out of negativity, but I need to go into the underworld and address my negativity in order to come out of it, okay? I wanted to find the butterfly card, but I can't seem to find it. Yeah, okay, so the metamorphosis is really important, and some of you are still in the cocoon. And that's okay. That's exactly where you need to be, because you're transforming your emotions. You're literally being the magician. You're alchemizing the darks, the shadows that live within you, the traumas, the pain, whatever it is that you didn't address. It's time you're addressing it now in the cocoon. It takes a lot of inner strength to be in that transformational phase in life. It takes a lot of strength, inner strength. I'm going to show you this card. Isn't it beautiful? Holding up that flame. Bridget says, move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. The power is within you, not within anybody else, not within the external world. It all comes down to you. I'm going to read you a quote before I go from this book. Super Attractors is actually a book that I'm being guided to actually reread, because I had purchased this a few years ago, and I use it as an oracle. Like I ask Spirit to give me a message, and then I open it up to a page, and that's the message for me. There is, I'll read it to you. The universe will always reflect back to you the energy you vibrate outward. I repeat, the universe will always reflect back to you the energy you vibrate outward. As within, so without, as without, so within. So the next time you judge the experience that you're having with people, or judging the person that triggered, that was your catalyst, so you should thank them, number one. Although it was a shitty experience, they treated you badly, you have to understand that you manifested that situation. You manifested it through your vibration, through your belief systems. The way you're pushing away love. It's a reflection of how you're pushing away love. That person was not doing anything loving to you because you're not being loving toward yourself. You're staying in toxic relationships and friendships and self-sabotaging and convincing yourself that they are good and positive and uplifting when they are not. So we have to take accountability. You see, the honoring path is about integrity. Taking accountability for how we believe, what our beliefs are, and why did I attract that into my life. Every day you got to ask yourself, something happened. It could be something that happened on the road, something happened with a friend, and it's like, okay, let me look at myself here. What happened for me to attract this into my life today? There's something within my subconscious belief system that I need to change. There's an upgrade in beliefs here. Spiritual upgrade in beliefs. So if I want supportive connections and better partners and people supporting me and being with me and being my ride or die, well, am I doing all that for myself? Am I believing in that? What are my blocks? What are my fears? Because fear attracted shitty situations, not love. So I'm going to end this here. This was again, my readings when I come on camera, I know they're very powerful. I really appreciate everyone that showed up and received these transmissions. Please be sure to hit the like button. Let me know down in the comments how you're experiencing this energy, how you're feeling. Thank you for subscribing and hitting that notification bell to not miss any of my posts here in the community tab. You'll see that I sometimes post written channel messages for the day. What else? Also, I'm accepting personal readings right now. So you have 4 different options there. I am doing card readings, face-to-face like this over Zoom, or if you want an email reading, or if you want a recording. So just put it in the email and I'll let you know how much it costs, when we could schedule the reading, and so on and so forth. Birth chart readings, did I mention that? I'm also doing, but you're going to have to wait at least a week and a half for me to prepare your birth chart session with you, which is not super short. It's a nice session of 2 hours of sitting down with you and explaining what I see in your chart and really giving you insight on to help you, reach towards your soul's journey. It's getting back on the soul's path and making sure that we are aware of where the ego's path. The past lives are stemming from. Very interesting stuff. And again, it's normal to take some steps backwards. I certainly have, towards your South Node, which is the karmic path, which is the path of lessons, and you're repeating lessons, and it's the comfortable path because it's familiar, it's safe, you know. But once you're aware of what energy is in your South Node and in your North Node, you'll be able to quickly shift that energy and come back to embracing the changes that are necessary to redirect your attention to the North Node, your North Star, your soul's destiny. So please look at the description box below. All the information is there. If you have any questions, be sure to email me. Anything else? Anything else? I don't think so. But if you have any questions, please do reach out. And I'm wishing you all a beautiful week ahead. Sending you lots of blessings. And please take the time to be present and breathe and connect with yourself. Take care.